welcome back guys to another video. Um, my name is Mason. I am an IT professional. I have been in IT for about 3 years now. I've worked in corporate environments and MSP environments. Um, yeah, I currently hold my CompTIA A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus, also with my Cisco CCNA. Um, Pretty experienced. I'm just making these videos to help new IT or aspiring IT professionals, show them the ropes of Active Directory, messing with servers, getting them some labbing experience, and just showing what it's like to work in IT. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So last video we set up a Windows 2022 server on a VM. Today we are going to be messing around with Active Directory, creating users, um, and then organizational units. Um, I have plans for future videos to make a file server, of course mess around and add a computer to a domain, and play around with group policy. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So if you're working, or if you're at a help desk or you're wanting to get in a help desk, Active Directory is about 90% of your job. That's where all the users and computer accounts live. Um, so yeah, any password resets that someone needs, uh, unlocking accounts, disabling or re-enabling accounts, creating users. Active Directory is where you're going to use, that's where that's going to happen. So if you come in the Windows search bar, type in Active Directory, users and computers. It's going to open this up. Get familiar with this. This is the GUI that you'll use 9% of the time at your job. So you can have all the built-in security groups. There's computers, no computers because we haven't had anything yet. Domain controllers. There's a main DC. And there's some security groups and the administrator user account. Alright, let's go ahead and start with creating an OU. So we'll click right here, go to this lab.local, new, organizational unit. I'm going to uncheck this. Normally you leave this check, but I'm going to check it just for the lab. For this, I'm going to name it Site 1. So pretty much OUs are how you manage and organize your users and computers. So if you have many different sites, I really should see, that is why I unchecked that box, or Site 1. So if you have many different sites, you have a big company, many different sites, you may want to organize the users and computers between the sites. So you would have maybe like Site 1, and then you would have Site 2. Here we are. And then you create users and computers depending on what site they work at. So I'm working Site 1. To create a new user, we are going to go to right click that, new user. I'm going to name this some standard John Doe. Username is going to be john.doe at lab.local. This is going to be the login name. Depending on what kind of environment you work in, the naming scheme may be a little bit different. It may be like John or J, middle initial, last name as a login name. Just make sure you're consistent and you look back and just make sure the naming is consistent, really. For this lab purposes, I'm just going to do john.doe, first name dot last. Password, this is going to be a temporary password that we provide to them. Alright, and then make sure we check this button right here. Click next, click finish. That is pretty much it. So John is part of Site 1. I really should have made a mistake already. So we're actually going to create a users OU to organize the users in the Site 1 OU. So it's going to be a sub OU users. Okay. And now I can show y'all how to move objects in AD. So you right click on the object. Actually, real quick, let me show you how to find people. Because if you have thousands and thousands of employees, it gets tough to find people if you're manually searching for it. But in AD, there's an option to search for them. Click action right here, find, and then as you can see right here, what we're finding is users, contacts, and groups. In Site 1, we're going to change this to the entire directory. You can also search for computers, printers, folders, OUs, all that stuff. So I'm going to search for John. There he is. We're going to right click him. We're going to move Site 1 and then to the users OU. Let's refresh. How do I refresh? There we are. See? Simple as that. Alright. Let's do a scenario. Let's see. John calls in. He needs a password reset. What are you going to do? You either have the Active Directory users and computers program on your computer, or you remote into the DC and access it from there. He needs a password reset, so we're going to open ADUC. That's what it's called. Active Directory users and computers. Okay, John needs a password reset. Go to action, find. I'm going to go to John. Go. Gonna right click on him, reset password, and then just type in whatever password. I'm not going to go through with it because I don't need to. And if their account is actually locked, you'll see account status is locked. And then you click on lock the user account. And that's pretty much it. To enable an account, if he calls in, he's having trouble, and you find out that his account is actually disabled, make sure to check with HR or your manager. Make sure the user hasn't been fired, because that is big. If you enable the account and he's actually been fired, that is huge security risk. Right click on it, you can disable the account, you can re-enable it. There we go. You can also right click and then add to a group. You can add them to a security group. You double click here. Now this is where the properties of the user is. You can have the description, what office he's working at. So you can put like Site 1, his phone number, email, all that. Address, account, his home folder, job title, manager. A lot of this stuff syncs with Microsoft 365 with their M365 account if they have that synced. Most organizations do. So if you change something right here, it'll sync up to the cloud to Microsoft 365 and it updates. You can see the list of groups that he's in. Nothing, of course, other than domain users. Don't think there's much to it. That's really it. I think in the next video I am going to actually join a computer to the domain. So I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty simple, but it's also very important. For what I would recommend is play around with this. Make a couple users. Try to make a couple groups and add the users to the groups, like security groups. And maybe organize the OUs as well. Keep a good organizational habits. And also try to join a computer to the domain on your own. Just try it, and then next video is going to be me actually joining a computer. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Um, I'm always looking for feedback, so if y'all have any suggestions on what y'all would want to learn about, I can do anything up from this security to networking. I'm really good at networking. I have my CCNA, so I like to mess around with packet tracer, and yeah. Any feedback at all, if you guys wouldn't mind, that would be awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna end it off here. Thank you guys for watching.